Welcome back. The movie Fatman gives viewers a darker take on Christmas and Santa Claus. Matt Perrin shares his thoughts on the film in your Monday Movie Musings.
Welcome to another Monday. The sequel to The Croods made some money and topped the box office on this Thanksgiving weekend. I never saw the first one, so going to see the second was right out. There were several streaming options, but I finally found Fatman able to be rented on Amazon Prime. Since I've actually been kinda looking forward to this one, I took advantage and sat back on the couch to see just how crazy Mel Gibson could get. So was it worth the wait? Here's my take on Fatman. Our movie begins with Kris Kringle, aka Santa, portrayed by Mel Gibson. He is becoming disgruntled with his job. On his last outing, some teenagers took shots at him, hitting both him and the sleigh. He is receiving less government subsidies, so he has to make a partnership with the army for his elves to produce weapons to make ends meet. He is also delivering more coal to unruly kids who just don't know how to behave anymore. One of these kids is Billy, an overprivileged child who isn't above torturing his competitive classmates, and has a hitman on speed dial. After receiving his coal, he puts this number to good use and hires the skinny man played by Walton Goggins to eliminate Santa. The skinny man is anxious to take the job, feeling he was personally wronged by Santa as a child. We are treated to montages of him gearing up and training to take the fat man down. Meanwhile, we see Santa going about his business both every day and fulfilling his contract with the military. Often despondent, he is lifted up by Mrs. Claus in trying to find the bright side of life again. As the movie progresses, we see the skinny man doing everything in his power to track down Santa, leaving trails of bodies in his wake. Eventually, he arrives at Santa's workshop and we see the showdown we've all been waiting for. Explosions and gunfire erupt and we get to learn about past grievances. We get to see what Santa's actually made of and if he's finally angered the wrong people. Who's going to get their comeuppance, and will there be a longer naughty list next year, or is Santa's list making done for good? So, what to say about this one? This falls into the old, if you anticipate something too much, it just may not live up to the expectations. Yeah, it's a crazy story, but my problem with it is that it didn't run with the crazy enough. This movie has the possibility to be so much more. It builds and builds, then the payoff we've all been waiting for just sort of happens, and happens too fast. I feel like we're left wanting more. I really wish they had just gone more out there with this one. I mean, with this premise, I would think nothing would be off limits, but a lot of the movie is just a slow drag waiting for the action. That being said, the casting is great. Marianne Jean-Baptiste is a great Mrs. Claus. Who better than Walton Goggins to play an unhinged hitman with a great dry sense of humor? And if you imagine Santa going off the rails, yep, Mel Gibson was able to slide into that role, probably without having to do too much acting on his part. This is one of those movies that I would say you should watch just to say you've seen it. And who knows, it may be one of those with repeat viewings gets better and gains a little bit of a cult classic standing. But yeah, I think that's going to take multiple viewings. At least as far as Mel Gibson Christmas movies go, it ranks above Daddy's Home 2, but of course, below that Christmas classic, Lethal Weapon. This has been your Monday Movie Musing. Back to you.
All right, stick with us. Tyler has one last look at your forecast when the news at noon continues.